Welcome YouTube friends and family, and Happy New Year. So it's actually New Year's Day here this morning, and as you hear in the background, my heat cut on because it knows I'm making a video. It is quite chilly here. We've been getting a little bit of snow flurries. We have kind of a dusting of snow slash sleety ice and kind of a lot of wind this morning. So I hope wherever you are, you're having a wonderful start to your new year. And so today I thought I would bring you some information about a new way I am going to try cooking without electricity. Well, without a lot of electricity, let me say it that way. So what am I talking about? The Wonderbag. What is that? Well, you have to stay tuned to find out. Well, part of my Christmas this year was something I definitely wanted, and that is exactly what it sounds like. It's called the Wonderbag. So this is actually something that Miss Gay over at Apron Strings had presented. And y'all have to understand my son. He thinks Miss Gay's the bomb, right? So he said, "Hey, Mom, did you see the video Miss Gay did about the Wonderbag?" Well, I had seen it, and I was like, "Yeah, I just don't know if it'll work." And he was like, "If Miss Gay has it, you know it's got to be good." He loves her so much. He loves her channel. So what exactly is it? So, I got to pull out the little silicone pouch. So this is a bag that is made, it has little pockets, if you can kind of see that, with a special kind of insulation that if you get your food to boiling and then put it into this bag, cover it with this little cushion that's also filled with that same foamish stuff, it will continue cooking for up to 8 hours. So I thought, well, why not give this a try? So this is the booklet that comes with. It is made, as I said, in South Africa. Now, let me give you a little bit of information about pricing. You cannot buy this on Amazon. I'm sure that somewhere down the road, someone will come up with something similar. I did see something similar, but I didn't take the time to investigate it. So this is 45 pounds in US dollars plus shipping. You're going to pay about $88 right now. It's $23 shipping for one. So if you want to buy some for gifts or whatsoever, your shipping will go up, but not 23 pounds per. So I just think it is really, really cool. And on the back, they are trying to spread this worldwide. So they say, do you want to be a wonderpreneur? But I think it's really cool. And it was developed in an effort to address blackout periods as well as to conserve energy. So all of those things are good ideas. So this is the first day of the pantry challenge. I did meal plan. I planned ahead. Nothing terribly exciting. But let's go on over to the stove. Let's cook up some homemade chili. Then we're going to put it in the Wonderbag and let it cook for a few hours, and we'll give it a taste test. Now, while it's cooking, we'll be doing some other things. So I hope you'll stay tuned. So we are now over here at my range, and I want to share with you a gift I received from Miss Gay. We've been friends, gosh, for a couple years now, maybe a little bit longer. And that is a Staub enamel coated cast iron, or I don't know if it's enamel, but coated cast iron stock pot. and I absolutely am enamored with it. And I think this is going to be perfect for cooking in the Wonderbag. So let's talk a little bit about the pantry challenge. And guys, for those of you not participating, I'm hoping that recipes and ideas of things that you might make will be helpful throughout the challenge. And it won't be like, well, I'm going to skip that because there's nothing in there for me. I also will not be monopolizing an entire video just with meals. There will be other things in there as well. I just realized I kind of clash with my pot, y'all. I thought it would match. So as I said, it's really, really cold here this morning, and y'all, what I'm noticing is I have been wearing, I'll say, oversized shirts and sweaters for quite a few years, just because I'm not a slim, skinny lady, right? So what I'm noticing is I am having a little bit of difficulty with my pants not fitting. So I do have smaller pants, which has been helpful because I got tired of hitching up my pants all the time. But I don't look any smaller. But I want to share with you, by the grace of God, I have lost 22 pounds since I started on this weight reduction and getting my high blood sugars under control. Started about 2.5 months ago. So I am super pleased. Am I done, you ask? No, I'm not. But I can tell a big difference. Several of you have commented about, I apologize guys, that's kind of popping. I'm using about half of a pound of extra hot and spicy sausage that you don't want to breathe in. Yeah, that's too hot. And I'm going to add just a bonk on the head. I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm just going to add just a touch of avocado oil, because this is such a lean sausage, it's sticking. Plus maybe because I got it a little bit too hot. So several of you have graciously shared your experience and said, you know, you get a hold of your doctor if you're having all those side effects. Y'all, I bet the doctor is like ready to put like a call block on me, because I have had what I believe to be more than my fair share of side effects from the medication. And normally that's not a thing for me. I don't normally have trouble with medications. Not that I take a ton, but it's been tough, guys. And one of the big issues when you take anything that delays your stomach emptying is you can't overfill your stomach, right? So they keep insisting that I'm overfilling my stomach with liquid. Might be a little bit. And by liquid, I mean water or unsweetened iced tea, but it's just been a real challenge. Well, along this journey, in addition to weight and blood pressure and different things, because I'm using an online system of doctors, and they're excellent. I don't have any complaints about them. The medication's pricey, guys. It's like $996 a month. I'm not paying that because I'm on Medicare. But Medicare actually sent me a letter and said, hey, all your blood sugars are normal now. Let me add that caveat in there. So we're not going to pay for this anymore. I have a message into Marley, into my doc there, to just say, okay, what is the next step? Because I'm not paying $996 a month for medication. I do think it stinks that your payment system can override what your doctor believes is best for you. But y'all, I've kind of come to the opinion that maybe this isn't the best medication for me. And maybe, as they said at the first, They said 4 to 6 months on the medication, I could completely reverse it. And then because I have lost weight, well, and my blood sugars have come back normal, they said, well, maybe 3 months. That's their recommendation. So, I mean, thank you, Lord, for preserving my health, right? And that perhaps I've turned this thing around because I caught it early. I don't know yet, y'all. But what I do know is if I go back to my old style of eating, I'm going to be right back in the same boat in a few months. All right, guys, enough about that. Let's talk a little bit about the pantry challenge and something I found already. So I'm getting ready. Lord, y'all. I'm getting ready to add some minced onion. And you might be like, why are you using, this is basically a freeze-dried onion. Why are you using that? Well, y'all, the type of onion I grew in my summer 2023 garden, I ended up freeze drying, which I could be using that. Ugh, that's hot. However, let's set this off. I don't have I have some onion, but I don't have tons and tons. I use a lot of onion. I don't have 3 months worth left, and I have 1 fresh onion. So I'm already kind of behind the 8 ball. I kind of knew that going in, but I thought, well, this will give me an opportunity to use up. I have lots of the minced onion there and my home freeze dried. My home freeze dried looks like this. And it is a white onion, so it's a bit stronger, but great in applications for soup. So what have I learned from that? Well, I've learned that in 2024, I want to grow a better storage onion. So these are the kind of valuable things that you're gonna learn during the pantry challenge, whatever length of time you choose to participate. Okay, hush, Kym. So I am trying to use, woo, that's a big seal. Less meat, more beans. Alrighty. So the first thing, and guys, I always smell my home canned food. You want to look at it, make sure it looks right, and you want to smell it. So let's add a pint or 2 cups of homegrown home canned tomatoes. And this was actually a jar, only being a pint that I hadn't used up that needs to be used up. It's at the 2 year mark. This is looking good, guys, already. I don't know if I can show you. Let me do it this way. Doesn't that look yum? The second thing we're going to add, and y'all don't judge. This is the only small spatula I have, so I use, yeah, I'm using a Thanksgiving one. I am going to add 2 cups or a pint of of kidney beans, home canned kidney beans. And then the last thing I'm gonna add is a pint of my ranch black beans. And when I say ranch, I mean ranch like Cowboy Ranch, spicy. So, and I have videos on all of those items that I've canned. So, y'all, 3 jars out of the pantry, which is exciting. Let's give this a stir. Now, it does say that you need to bring your food up to a boil. I don't normally boil my chili. I normally simmer it, but I think once it's boiling, you need to put a trivet, like a ceramic trivet. I have one over here or somewhere. Y'all, I'm not very organized this morning, I guess, but I'm so thankful that it's a new year and that the Lord brought me through, and I can't say anything negative. All right, let me grab a couple tasting spoons, and we're gonna add a little bit of spice. Y'all, you could add anything you want to your chili. Spices are something that I'm good on as far as quantity. Wow, that's pretty good. As is. But I know me. So let's, it's not chili enough for me. So let's, ooh, okay, not that much, Kym. I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of chili powder, about a teaspoon of cumin. Oh, that smells so good. You know, I never thought I liked cumin. But I've been cooking with it a lot, and I really enjoy it. Then the next thing we're gonna add, I'm gonna add some granulated garlic. You measure garlic with your heart. Probably about a tablespoon. Let's give that a stir. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because we have to get it up to a boil. And what I'm aiming for here is to not have to eat chili for like every meal for the next week, guys. I'm so bad about over making, you know, soup. Like I act like I'm cooking for 11 kids, and it's just me. All right. So let me give this a taste now. And the last thing I'm going to add is some Korean red pepper flakes. It's called gochugaru. I've shared it many times on my channel. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that. We're going to run out of tasting spoons right quick. I don't know why I'm using a tasting spoon since no one's going to probably eat this but me. But just in case a girlfriend comes over or somebody needs a hot meal. Okay, let's see how that is. All right, happy with that. So, maybe you're okay, that's got a little after kick. Maybe you guys are accustomed to, and I certainly have been, and you've probably seen me use one on my channel. Maybe you're accustomed to buying the little 50-cent seasoning packets at Aldi, and you're certainly welcome, to use those. What I like is Azure has spices in bulk that are so economical, y'all. So economical. Oh, and the other thing is I did put some organic fresh onions, sweet onions in my Azure cart. Okay, so it looks like we're good here. So let's just get this up to a boil, and then I will bring you back and we'll get our Wonderbag locked and loaded. Oh, y'all about to sneeze. Don't sneeze, don't sneeze. Okay. Let me just give this a quick cover too. Isn't that a beautiful pot? Thank you, Miss Gay. I love you, dear sister. All right, guys, let me reposition and we'll get on to loading our Wonderbag here in just a few minutes. All right, y'all. I have non-granite countertops, non-stone, so I can't put anything hot on my countertop. So I've just grabbed my double-ended hot mitt. I'm going to sit the Wonderbag on top of it. Going to use from my mother, one of my favorite trivets. It's a little worse for the wear. That's okay. And then let's grab, ooh, that's about too hot. This is a full boil now. We're gonna grab our pot. Okay, I can already see that the, this is not gonna work. So let's use a flatter protector for our countertop. All right, that is slippy. Okay, then you take your little poofy thing and you put it on top, double insulation. And there is a long string and the little squeezy button so you can pull it up tight. I'm gonna just tuck this topper in a little better. It's a big pot, so, all right. And since it has handles, I think I'm just gonna tie those together. And that's it, guys. I don't have to let it simmer on the stove for hours until lunchtime. Just really quickly, I wanted to show you all the difference between, let's say, buying from, I apologize, guys, the store, and buying from Azure. So this is McCormick ground cumin. A lot of times I can't find like the Walmart brand. Walmart does have a good organic brand, but this is 1.5 ounces. This runs $3 to $4. Azure, this is 4 ounces, and I believe it's about the same price or maybe even less. So you're getting more than double. So this particular package of cumin is gluten-free, non-GMO. It does not say organic. Some of their spices are, some are, you know, they have options. So, as promised, y'all, it's time to kickstart this journey on decluttering and streamlining my home. I want to bring you some information just quickly about this declutter process that I'm going to do, give you some encouraging words in case you're going to follow along, and then I'm going to show you part of cleaning out my pantry of shame. So let me just share with you very quickly, because I don't even want to show you this, but I'm going to. So I have cleaned this out many times. You've seen me walk over here. Y'all, have you ever seen such a mess in your entire life? So it starts out really organized, and then I end up like, I don't know, things like the tea, you know, just shove it in, shut the door, out of sight, out of mind. So following some principles that we're going to discuss, I am going to work on decluttering this. Now, what I can say is there are some things in here that are way past their best by date. There are things in here that I have chosen not to eat, that I may give to fellow neighbors or dispose of. I'm not really sure. We don't have a lot of opportunity where I live to donate things, and some of these things are open, guys. You certainly can't donate to a food pantry, something that's already open. But anyway, let's show this. Stresses me out even looking at it. Let's talk a little bit about decluttering and organizing for 2024 and how to really get started and find your why. Y'all, I know I've been a little bit long-winded lately. I'm gonna try to not be so chatty. I did go let the girls into their run because there's snow on the ground, and they're like, yeah, we just stay in here, Mama. Made nice and snuggy warm with all the straw. So let's talk a little bit about home organization, decluttering. And I want to say first, y'all, I will never be a minimalist. I like a lot of things to look at. However, I am finding myself tremendously overwhelmed, and I'll share why in just a moment. So this book, which I will drop in the description box below, is excellent. Y'all, don't just skip to the checklist if you decided to purchase this book, because I found a lot of valuable information in the front. So the first thing it talks about is understanding your why. Why do you want to do this? And I think understanding what you want to change, because it is all about change, right? Establishing a new habit. And why you want to change it is probably the foundation to being successful. So when you try to change a habit, you're going to have tough times. When you give up sugar, you're going to have tough times. I'm kind of through that, guys. But yeah, it was like rough. I would dream at night that I was eating like a candy bar or something. And I'd wake up and think, oh no, I ate a candy bar. And then I was like, no, wait, it's a dream. So you are going to have ups and downs. I'm gonna have ups and downs in this journey, but I'm gonna try to be as transparent and as open with you all as I possibly can. I can honestly say, other than my son, I have never let anybody look at the pantry since it got so bad, the little pantry. All right, so what do I want to change? Well, how did I get here, first of all? And how I got here is probably not unlike many of you. I have had and I've not had. So sometimes it's hard for me to divest myself of things that I'm not using, number one. Number two, I'm extraordinarily sentimental, and I inherited so much stuff. Not only did I inherit from my parents' estate, I also inherited a lot from my grandparents, which came along with my parents' estate. Now, it doesn't mean those things don't have value to me, y'all. It doesn't. I love a lot of what I have. However, my mother felt like, and I understand this and I'm not upset about it, she did feel like that if I kept things because she was moving into an assisted living, then they weren't really gone. Like, you know, she could come and visit them, I guess. I don't know. And I kept a lot of things out of a sense of duty or obligation. So now I am in a state where I feel overwhelmed, but I also, at 62 and 3/4 years old, I'm closer to the end of my life than I am to the beginning. Oh, I'm about to hiccup. Sorry. I don't want to put my son through what I went through with my mom's stuff. So now is the time to really identify, what do I need? What do I want? What adds value to my life? And what, although it may have some sentiment attached to, what I don't need to hold on to anymore because I have the memories. I don't need the stuff. So my why is, I really want to get more organized. I think it will give me more time. So some of the things that you can ask yourself is, what would my life look like if I achieved this goal of decluttering all year long? Well, I can tell you that my house would go, but I do think my life would look more organized. And I think too, I have a tendency to repurchase things because of the way my pantry's organized, i.e. I need no more pretzels for like 2024. I don't know how that happened. And then ask yourself, what's the ripple effect? Okay, so if I'm spending less money because I'm not double buying things, and if I have more time because I'm not hunting for things, how is that going to affect other areas of my life? How will this help me work on some other goals? If I have more time, what can I do with that time? Obviously, spend more time on YouTube, learn more things, expand my garden. There's so much benefit to me that I can't afford not to do it. Then ask yourself, what if I don't do that? Well, you know, I'm not going to be henny penny and say, well, the sky will fall, because it won't. What will happen is that when we're having our January 1, 2025 discussion, I'll be in the same boat. I'll still be disorganized. I'll still buy some things. And guys, I'm not wholly disorganized. I'm just semi-disorganized, you know. I love to organize, which kind of surprises me that I'm this disorganized, but I think it's volume making it difficult. Like, I don't have places for it. And if my son would come and get, I don't know, his whole life, which is left behind. Y'all, I had him go through a closet while he was home for Christmas. What do we get rid of, you ask? Like a Walmart bag. It's okay, guys. It's okay. I have more room than he does at this point. And then the last question you want to ask yourself, sorry guys, what hurdles do I anticipate? And what are some solutions? So some of the hurdles that I anticipate is my sentiment. This was my mom's. This was, well, I don't have much that was my dad's, because my dad was not a thing person. This was my grandma's. So a solution that I have decided on, I'm going to take a picture of it. And then if I forget what it looks like, I can look at the picture, but I don't necessarily have to have the thing. So I hope that's a helpful start for you. I think it will be for me. The next section, which we will do on another video, has to talk about the 3 factors of behavioral change. So looking at outcomes, like where do you want to go? Process, how are you going to get there? But you may notice in the center, because it is a bullseye, it talks about identity. And we're going to get into that in another video because my videos have been too long. So what am I going to do now while we wait on our soup? I'm going to clean out this pantry, y'all. And I'm going to bring you back and we're going to do a taste test on the soup at lunchtime. And I'm going to show you the success that I had, some challenges that I had, maybe some organizing solutions. I'm kind of putting this off, aren't I? So let's get up and get after it. What do you say? If you've ever decluttered anything, you know this. So I have a hefty bag here for anything that is no longer edible. I have a box here for things that I know someone who will use it if I'm not going to, i.e. something with sugar that isn't on my diet. And then I did pick another box for anything that belongs in my long-term pantry. So even though the first section that this starts with is the living room, I'm not going to start on the living room because it's a bit overwhelming. This pantry is a little more pressing because we are in the pantry challenge. So let's get going. Ta-da! So I did leave out a category, y'all. So I had trash, I had rehome, and long-term pantry. I also found a couple things to donate, which is always a good feeling. So up top, I still have my canning. This is storage, some miscellaneous things in my vinegars, beverages, crackers and snacks, and then my labeled things. Big difference in the door here. Had a lot of packets that needed to be emptied out in jars, got that done. So you'll notice I still have some space. I'm not trying to fill this all up because what I've noticed is it has a tendency to get pushed back and then I forget that I have it. So hopefully this will serve me better. Honestly, if it does not serve me better, I'm debating whether I need to move all of my food to long-term storage, which just means the pantry, and put small appliances that are in the long-term pantry here that I use. But time will tell. So first item checked off the list. Now we can relax until our chili soup is done. See you then. All right, now it's time to open up. Ooh, I still feel the warmth. Even the counter's warm. Our Wonderbag and see how our soup has done, our chili soup. It has been, let's see, a little over 5 hours. And so I'm just curious, and this is still very, very warm. This is not too hot to touch, at least not yet. Oh, looks delicious. Ooh, it's thickened up nicely, smells great. So let's give it a little taste test here and a temperature evaluation. You know, I was thinking you could always, if it's not, I don't know if, can y'all see? It's steaming. I don't know if you can. Yeah, it's hot still. You could always pop it in like the microwave, but let's give it a taste. Absolutely delicious. Is it as hot? I like my hot food hot as I would like it. Honestly, no. But I may be outside the bell curve on that. So, sorry. So y'all, this enabled me to use 1 meat out of my freezer, which needs to be emptied, and 3 jars out of my pantry, my home cam pantry. So we're making progress on day 1. I'm starting to decrease what we have on hand. I could have made some cornbread. I actually still have some leftover cornbread from between Christmas and New Year's. So, I can't eat excessively just to say I'm downsizing my pantry. So drop me a comment below. What do you think of this concept? Number one. And number two, and this is very important for my declutterers out there, my organizers, what area would you like to see me do next or in an upcoming video? I certainly won't be decluttering every single video. Y'all get bored with me. So I plan to see you on Thursday. I hope you all have a safe and blessed post-New Year's. Get started on those ideas and goals that you have for 2024. Some of us will be starting our garden planning as well. So until I see you again, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.